Good evening. This is All India Radio. I am Lalema Aneja Dang, and with me is Meenakshi Bahuguna with the evening news. The headlines. Centre blocks 118 mobile apps including PUBG to ensure safety. Centre blocks 118 mobile apps including PUBG to ensure safety, security and sovereignty of Indian cyberspace. Cabinet gives nod to Mission Karma Yogi, National Programme for Civil Services Capacity Building. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Mission Karma Yogi will radically improve human resource management practices in the government. Cabinet also approves introduction of Jammu and Kashmir Official Languages Bill 2020 in Parliament. Health Ministry releases standard operating procedure for conducting examinations to contain spread of COVID-19. COVID recovery rate improves to nearly 77%, and India ranks among top 50 countries for the first time in Global Innovation Index. The government has blocked 118 mobile apps including PUBG which are prejudicial to sovereignty and integrity of India, defence of India, security of state and public order. The move will safeguard the interests of crores of Indian mobile and internet users. This decision is a targeted move to ensure safety, security and sovereignty of Indian cyberspace. The 118 banned mobile apps include PUBG Mobile Nordic Map, Livik, PUBG Mobile Lite, WeChat Work, WeChat Reading, Cyber Hunter, Life After and Warpath. The decision to ban such apps was taken by the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology as it has received many complaints from various sources, including several reports about misuse of some mobile apps available on Android and iOS platforms for stealing and surreptitiously transmitting users' data in an unauthorized manner to servers which have locations outside India. The ministry, in a statement, said the compilation of these data, its mining and profiling by elements hostile to national security and defence of India, which ultimately impinges upon the sovereignty and integrity of India, is a matter of very deep and immediate concern which requires emergency measures. It said the Indian Cyber Crime Coordination Centre of Home Ministry has also sent an exhaustive recommendation for blocking these malicious apps. It said there have been similar bipartisan concerns flagged by various public representatives both outside and inside the Parliament of India. The ministry said there has been a strong chorus in the public space to take strict action against apps that harm India's sovereignty as well as the privacy of citizens. The cabinet chaired by Prime Minister Narendra Modi today gave its nod to Mission Karma Yogi, National Programme for Civil Services Capacity Building. The scheme will lay the foundation for capacity building for civil servants so they remain entrenched in Indian culture while they learn from best practices across the world. Mission Karma Yogi aims to prepare the Indian civil servants for future by making them more creative, constructive, imaginative, innovative, proactive, professional, progressive, energetic, enabling, transparent and technology-enabled. Briefing media this afternoon, Union Minister Prakash Javadekar said the Karma Yogi scheme will be the biggest human resource development program of the government.
भर्ती होने के बाद विभिन्न कर्मचारी अधिकारी उनकी लगातार क्षमतावर्धन कैसे हो, कार्यक्षमता कैसे बढ़े और वो प्रभावी कैसे साबित हो, इसके लिए क्षमतावर्धन का एक लगातार कार्यक्रम चलेगा और उसका नाम कर्मयोगी योजना है और 21वें सदी का सरकार के मानव संसाधन सुधार का एक बहुत बड़ा ये सुधार कहला जाएगा और लोगों की अपेक्षाओं पर खरे उतरने वाले अधिकारी तैयार करना इसका मूल मकसद है.
The institutional framework will consist of Prime Minister's Public Human Resource Council, Capacity Building Commission, Special Purpose Vehicle for owning and operating the digital assets, and the Technological Platform for Online Training and Coordination Unit headed by the Cabinet Secretary. The Public Human Resource Council, comprising of select union ministers, chief ministers, eminent public HR practitioners, thinkers, global thought leaders and public service functionaries, will serve as the apex body for providing strategic direction to the task of civil services reform and capacity building. The Capacity Building Commission has been proposed with a view to ensure a uniform approach in managing and regulating the capacity building ecosystem on collaborative and co-sharing basis. To cover around 46 lakh central employees, a sum of 510.86 crore rupees will be spent over a period of 5 years from 2020-21 to 2024-25. The expenditure is partly funded by multilateral assistance to the tune of $50 million. A wholly owned Special Purpose Vehicle, SPV, will be set up. The SPV will create and operationalize the content, marketplace and manage key business services of iGot Karmayogi platform. In a series of tweets, Prime Minister Modi said that Mission Karmayogi will radically improve the human resource management practices in the government. The Prime Minister said the mission will use scale and state-of-the-art infrastructure to augment the capacity of civil servants. He said the iGot platform will enable the transition to a role-based HR management and continuous learning. Hailing the approval of Mission Karmayogi by the Cabinet today, Home Minister Amit Shah said it aimed at bringing about a transformational change in civil services. He also expressed gratitude to the Prime Minister for this visionary reform. Mr. Shah said this holistic and comprehensive scheme will focus on individual as well as institutional capacity building. The Home Minister said it is a landmark reform for the 21st century which will end the culture of working in silos and bring out a new work culture. The Cabinet also approved the introduction in Parliament of the Jammu and Kashmir Official Languages Bill 2020, in which 5 languages will be official languages in the Union Territory. These are Urdu, Kashmiri, Dogri, Hindi and English. Briefing media, Union Minister Dr. Jitendra Singh said inclusion of Dogri, Hindi and Kashmiri as official languages in Jammu and Kashmir is in keeping with the spirit of equality.
The inclusion of Dogri, Hindi and Kashmiri in addition to the other 2 existing languages as official languages for the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, I would just suffice in saying that it is not only a fulfillment of a long-pending public demand of the region, but also in keeping with the spirit of equality which ushered after the 5th of August 2019.
In other decisions, the government also approved signing of a memorandum of understanding between India and Japan for improving quality and testing of Indian textiles and clothing for the Japanese market. The MOU would enable Nishiken Quality Evaluation Center of Japan in assigning textile committee as the cooperative testing and inspection service providers in India for textiles and apparel products. The Cabinet has also approved MOU between India and Finland for cooperation in the field of geology and mineral resources. The MOU facilitates cooperation in the field of geology, training, mineral prognostication and suitability analysis with the intent of reinforcing and strengthening scientific links. Central government has made a number of interventions to ensure timely payments to the micro, small and medium enterprises, MSMEs. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, as part of Atmanirbhar Bharat package, had announced that government entities should make such payments within 45 days. As reported, more than 6,800 crore rupees have been paid by the ministries and CPSEs in the last 3 months alone.
The government today said that all calendars, diaries and similar other materials which were earlier printed in the physical format will now be done digitally. All ministries, departments, public sector undertakings and all other organs of the government have to adopt innovative means to use digital or online methods. The Finance Ministry said publication of coffee table books will also be stopped and appropriate use of e-books will be encouraged. The Central Board of Direct Taxes CBDT has issued refunds of over 98,625 crore rupees to more than 26 lakh taxpayers. These refunds have been issued between the 1st of April to the 1st of September this year. CBDT said income tax refunds amounting to 29,997 crore rupees have been issued in over in over 24,50,000 cases to taxpayers, and corporate tax amounting to 68,628 crore rupees have been issued in over 1,68,000 cases.
There will be no questionnaire and private members' bills will not be taken up in the upcoming monsoon session of Parliament. The zero hour will be restricted. Notifications issued by Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha Secretariat said there will also be no breaks during the session, which will be held from 14th of this month till 1st of October. Both the houses will function on Saturdays and Sundays as well. In view of the COVID-19 pandemic, the session will be held in two shifts, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. and 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Except for the first day, the Rajya Sabha will sit in the morning shift and the Lok Sabha will sit in the evening. In Bihar, former Chief Minister Jitin Ram Manjhi led Hindustani Awam Morcha Secular today joined the NDA ahead of assembly elections. The elections is due in October-November this year. Mr. Manjhi said the number of seats the party will get to contest in the upcoming elections was never an issue for joining NDA. Mr. Manjhi had on 20th of August severed ties with the Grand Alliance. He is the lone member of his party in the Bihar Assembly.
A 6-member central team reached Patna this afternoon on a 3-day visit to assess the extent of damage caused by floods in the state. The team comprises officials from the Union Ministries of Home, Agriculture and Health. After reaching Patna, the team held meetings with top officials of the state government to review the situation. The central team in different groups will visit flood-ravaged districts of the state. The team will visit the worst-affected Darbhanga district tomorrow. After visiting flood-affected areas, the team will hold a review meeting with Chief Secretary and officials of the State Disaster Management Department. After returning to Delhi, the team will submit its report to the central government for assistance. Meanwhile, over 83,62,000 people spread over 16 districts are reeling under the impact of floods. 21 teams of NDRF and SDRF are carrying out relief and rescue operations. Over 5,50,000 people have been evacuated so far. Agriculture Minister Prem Kumar said standing crops spread over 7,50,000 hectares in 20 districts have been destroyed due to floods. 4,700 rural roads have also been damaged.
You are listening to the evening news on All India Radio. A reminder of the headlines before we move on. Centre blocks 118 mobile apps including PUBG to ensure safety, security and sovereignty of Indian cyberspace. Cabinet gives nod to Mission Karm Yogi National Programme for Civil Services Capacity Building. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Mission Karm Yogi will radically improve human resources management practices in government. Cabinet also approves introduction of Jammu and Kashmir Official Language Bill 2020 in Parliament. Health Ministry releases standard operating procedure for conducting examinations to contain spread of COVID-19. COVID recovery rate improves to nearly 77%, and India ranks among top 50 countries for the first time in Global Innovation Index. For quick news updates round the clock, follow us on our Twitter handle at AIR News Alerts.
The Health Ministry has released standard operating procedure on the preventive measures to be followed while conducting examinations to contain the spread of COVID-19. The generic measures include simple public health measures that are to be followed. These include physical distancing of at least 6 feet as far as feasible, mandatory face covers and masks, frequent hand washing with soap and use of alcohol-based hand sanitizers. Respiratory etiquette must be strictly followed. This involves strict practice of covering one's mouth and nose while coughing or sneezing. Spitting is strictly prohibited. Self-monitoring of health must be followed by all. Any illness must be reported at the earliest. Only those examination centers which are outside the containment zone shall be allowed to function. Staff or examinees from containment zones shall not be permitted. Such examinees shall be given an opportunity to undertake the examination through other means, or the universities and educational institution shall arrange for taking exam at a later date for such students. Keeping in view the physical distancing norms, institutions should have adequate room capacity to ensure proper seating arrangement for examination. Exam functionary and examinees may also submit self-declaration about health status at the time of entrance to the examination center. Adequate manpower shall be deployed by the institution for maintaining discipline to ensure observance to distancing norms and other preventive measures at all times during conduct of the examination. Examination hall and other common areas shall be sanitized each time before and after examination.
Housing and Urban Affairs Minister Hardeep S. Puri today announced the Standard Operating Procedure SOP guidelines for metro operations ahead of resumption of metro services from 7th September in a graded manner. Metros having more than one line should open different lines from 7th of this month onwards in a graded manner so that all corridors become operational by 12th of September.
The operations are being resumed in a graded manner. Those metro systems which have more than one line will open different lines starting from 7th September in a calibrated manner so that all corridors become operational by 12th September. Daily hours of operations may also be staggered initially, and these will be increased gradually as we go along with the resumption of full revenue service by 12th September. The frequency of trains will also need to be regulated to avoid passenger overcrowding at stations and in trains.
In first stage, Delhi metro services will operate in two shifts from 7 to 11 a.m. and from 4 to 8 p.m. Normal operations will start from 12th of this month. Metro stations and entry-exit gates in containment zones will be closed. In order to ensure social distancing, suitable markings at stations and inside trains must be done. Wearing of face masks is mandatory for all passengers and staff. Metro Rail Corporation may make arrangements for supply of masks on payment basis to the persons arriving without masks. Only asymptomatic persons will be allowed to travel after thermal screening at entry into the stations. Symptomatic persons will be advised to go to nearby COVID care center or hospital for testing and medical attention. Provision of sanitizers will be made at entry into the stations for use by passengers. Sanitization of all areas having human interface is to be done at regular intervals. Use of smart card and cashless or online transactions will be encouraged. Tokens and paper slips or tickets must be used with proper sanitization. Metro Rail Corporation may also resort to skipping of stations to ensure proper social distancing. Passengers are advised to travel with minimum luggage and avoid carrying metallic items for easy and quick scanning. Intake of fresh air in air conditioning system must be increased to the extent possible. Based on these guidelines, Delhi, Noida, Chennai, Kochi, Bangalore, Mumbai, Line 1, Jaipur, Hyderabad, Mahametro Nagpur, Kolkata, Gujarat and UP Metro Lucknow have prepared their SOPs. Maharashtra government has decided not to resume operation of metro during September. Hence, Mumbai Line 1 and Maha Metro operations shall commence from October or as state government may decide further.
The COVID-19 recovery rate has further improved in the country and has now gone up to nearly 77%. The total number of recoveries from coronavirus has risen to over 29 lakhs so far. In all, 62,026 people discharged from the hospitals after recovery in the last 24 hours. Currently, India's case fatality rate is at 1.76%. In the last 24 hours, 78,357 new cases were reported, taking the total number of positive cases to 37,69,524. In the last 24 hours, 1,045 deaths were reported, taking the toll to 66,333. Over 10,12,000 COVID samples were tested in the country in the last 24 hours. India has witnessed significant rise in its COVID testing capacity in the last 5 months. So far, with an overall testing figure of nearly 4,43,37,000, the nation has also been able to maintain a remarkably low positivity rate of around 8.5%.
A total of 2,509 new confirmed cases of coronavirus have been reported in Delhi during the last 24 hours, taking the total number of cases to over 1,79,000. Delhi government has said that over 1,58,000 people affected with coronavirus have been cured so far. In the last 24 hours, 1,858 people recovered and 19 deaths were reported in the national capital, taking the toll to 4,481. The death of a 42-year-old journalist has created a political storm in Maharashtra, with opposition BJP alleging lack of facilities to treat COVID-19 patients. With more than 8 lakh cases and a fatality rate of over 3%, Maharashtra is the worst affected state in India. More from our Mumbai correspondent.
Alleging gross negligence and lack of facilities, including trained and experienced doctors at Pune's newly set up jumbo COVID care facility, family of Pandurang Raikar has claimed that the non-availability of ventilator support and a cardiac ambulance led to his painful demise. Following the incident, the Pune Union of Working Journalists has demanded an inquiry into Raikar's death. Meanwhile, BJP State President Chandrakant Patil has blamed the administration's insensitive approach for the incident. BJP MLA Nitesh Rane has sought Uddhav Thackeray's resignation. General Secretary of BJP's Maharashtra unit Atul Bhatkhalkar has said that a case of culpable homicide must be registered against the government. He added that the government must announce an ex gratia of 50 lakh rupees for the Raikar family. Meanwhile, Deputy Chief Minister and Pune's Guardian Minister Ajit Pawar has ordered a probe into the matter. Nisha Rani, AIR News, Mumbai.
In our series Experts Speak on All India Radio, we bring you the views of leading medical experts on COVID-19. Talking to AIR News, Dr. Ambuj Roy from the Department of Cardiology of AIIMS advises elderly people and those suffering from other diseases like hypertension and cancer to take extra precautions to avoid the infection.
They have to be extra cautious. So the elderly, the people who already have heart disease, people who have had brain strokes, people who have lung disease, people who have some kind of cancer, or people who have low immunity, people with diabetes, hypertension, in general, people who are more than 65 years of age, they're much more prone to a more severe form of the disease if they get the disease.
The News Services Division of All India Radio, in its bilingual live phone-in program tonight, will bring you a special discussion on COVID-19. Dr. N. Mathur, Director, Lady Hardinge Medical College, will participate in the discussion. This can be heard tonight on FM Gold Channel and additional frequencies from 9:30 p.m. onwards.
In our series on Atmanirbhar Bharat today, we bring you a special story on mobile apps designed and developed by Indian developers and companies without any foreign assistance. The Government of India, in association with Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, had invited nominations for the development of mobile apps from Indian developers. Winner mobile applications of the Atmanirbhar Bharat app challenge can now be downloaded from the app stores. Ask Sarkar, one of the winner apps in the challenge, gives authentic information on government schemes, projects and policies. Prime Minister Narendra Modi, in his Mann Ki Baat address last week, said that the app is really helpful for those looking for authentic information.
एक ऐप है आस्क सरकार। इसमें चैटबोर्ड के जरिए आप इंटरेक्ट कर सकते हैं और किसी भी सरकारी योजना के बारे में सही जानकारी हासिल कर सकते हैं, वो भी टेक्स्ट, ऑडियो और वीडियो तीनों तरीकों से। ये आपकी बड़ी मदद कर सकता है।
The land of natural beauty, Assam, is paired with land of valor, Rajasthan, under Ek Bharat Shresht Bharat initiative to promote national integration. The two states are known for tourism, sports, food and culture and heritage. People from Rajasthan have played a role in the development of Assam's culture and tradition. Here's a report.
Assam is known for its diverse culture and ethnicity. A section of people from Marwar region came to Assam many years ago and had settled across the state. They have contributed in art and culture, Assamese literature, as well as in business. The forefather of one of the prominent filmmakers, writer, poet of the country, Jyoti Prasad Agarwala, came to Assam from Rajasthan. Film critic Mayan Prasad recalled the contribution of group choir Jyoti Prasad Agarwala and his family. Both the states are enjoying a strong cultural bond over the past several years. Now, onus is on the new generation to further boost up the relation through language, literature, art and culture. Manas Patin Sharma, AR News, Guwahati.
All India Radio presents Northeast Diary, glimpses of the news of the week from the northeastern states.
All about the region, a gateway to Southeast Asia, the developments and the destinations to look forward to.
News from the art, cultural and entertainment world of the northeastern states of India. All this and more.
Every Thursday, 5:30 to 6 p.m. in the evening on 100.1 All India Radio FM News Channel.
The map for the proposed Ram temple at Ayodhya in Uttar Pradesh and the layout of the whole temple premises have been unanimously approved by the Ayodhya Development Authority. The map and the layout was passed at a meeting of the Ayodhya Development Authority today, paving way for the construction of the temple in the holy city. We have a report on this.
With the completion of this formality, temple construction can now begin anytime. The layout of 2,74,110 square meters of temple premises and 13,000 square meters of Ram temple was passed today. Now the Shri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra Trust has to submit a charge of 2,11,33,184 rupees to the authority. This includes around 1,79 lakh rupees as development charge. 65,000 rupees as charge for map has already been submitted to the authority. Many other no objection certificates of different departments were also submitted by the trust today. The construction company Larsen & Toubro can now start excavation work for the temple construction. Sushil Chandra Tiwari, AIR News, Lucknow.
India has been ranked among the top 50 countries for the first time in the Global Innovative Index released by World Intellectual Property Organization today. India's ranking rose to 48 in 2020 from 81 in 2015. The Global Innovation Index, GII, presented the latest global trends and annual innovation ranking for 131 countries. Union Minister Prakash Javadekar has expressed happiness on India's ranking in GII 2020. In a tweet, he said that New India is becoming Innovative India under the leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
Bangladesh is observing national mourning today in honor of the former President of India, Pranab Mukherjee, who passed away on Monday. All government, semi-government, autonomous and private institutions and Bangladesh missions abroad kept the national flag at half-mast to pay respect to the departed leader. And now a look at the weather update for tomorrow. The national capital, Delhi, will have a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Mumbai too will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain, and maximum temperature in the city is expected to be 33 degrees Celsius and minimum around 25. Chennai city will see a generally cloudy sky, and onto the north in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, Jammu city will see a generally cloudy sky with moderate rain. Temperatures will hover between 26 and 31 degrees Celsius. In Srinagar, the temperatures will be between 17 degrees Celsius as minimum and 30 degrees as maximum. Leh will see a partly cloudy sky becoming generally cloudy towards afternoon or evening. Minimum temperature will be 16 and maximum 30 degrees Celsius. Gilgit will have a thunderstorm with rain. Minimum temperature should be around 15 degrees Celsius and maximum 23. Muzaffarabad will see temperatures hovering between 23 and 19 degrees Celsius. It will also have some thunderstorm with rain. Hyderabad will see a generally cloudy sky with one or two spells of rain or thunder showers. Minimum temperature should be around 23 degrees Celsius and maximum around 30. And now, before we close the bulletin, the headlines once again. Centre blocks 118 mobile apps, including PUBG, to ensure safety, security and sovereignty of Indian cyberspace. Cabinet gives nod to Mission Karma Yogi, National Program for Civil Services Capacity Building. Prime Minister Narendra Modi says Mission Karma Yogi will radically improve human resource management practices in government. Cabinet also approves introduction of Jammu and Kashmir Official Languages Bill 2020 in Parliament. Health Ministry releases standard operating procedure for conducting examinations to contain spread of COVID-19. COVID recovery rate improves to nearly 77% and India ranks among the top 50 countries for the first time in Global Innovation Index. Well, that's all we have for you in this evening news bulletin. Good night.